that's a huge problem that
Right.
most people look at is the cholesterol.
Well, the simplicity of having one number is what people have tried to do. When they started off doing this over about 20 plus years ago, it was a situation where they're trying to make it so that you'd have somebody easy to remember, a number. And they began the concept, well, what's your number, is what everybody was talking about. This is where the Pfizer Corporation began all this. Their Lipitor was well marketed and did very good things for them. I was in a situation where I was doing research. I had a company getting drugs on the market, and the two prior ones, I've forgotten their names now, that are now generic, were ones that we looked at, and Pfizer was involved with one of them. So I got a chance to sit in there and listen to everybody talk, sit at the meetings, and then when it came out, I got to sit in to say, well, we are worried about the following things in the following degrees of difficulty you're going to have to find it, and seriousness of what we're going to see. So I came away saying to myself, I'm not very impressed with what these are, and the dangers in the long term are going to be much more something to think about, particularly the muscle destruction. And I never have focused on this. Now, to get down to answering your question, is the world doesn't have something unless some insurance company made it up. When you do now, like when I don't very often measure cholesterol at any time. I usually measure in everybody once, but after that I don't. And I get what's called a VAP, which is 26 different components, because they all are contributory to something. And now the world is talking about two different things, and you may remember it was all cholesterol to start with. Then it was all LDL, and now it's all LP little a. And this is a changing format, this a marketing strategy. The rest hasn't changed, but the marketing has. And the media loves it because everybody sucks it up. So we're in a place where I don't think you're ever going to find everything. I've sat in to all the meetings at Stanford where all the people on the panel were all cholesterol specialists, and these are the ones that I took from what they said, made a graph that I give out to anybody who wants to see it at the office. It says, you know, cholesterol is not very important. Blood pressure is 3 to 5 times more important. So I don't think I can give you a number. One of the interesting things is, though, there's a situation, and it's called a pattern B of LDL. Most people have a pattern B, have really interesting and very safe elevation of the LDL. They also have a very big elevation of total cholesterol. And so that's about, maybe 40 to 50% of the entire population. They don't need anything. They don't need an aspirin. They are not at risk for heart disease at all because of that pattern of the cholesterol. So as we get further away, the people at all the manufacturing sites that make all these statins, no new ones are coming out. None of them are making any more cardiac drugs anymore. The makers of Lipitor is completely out of cardiovascular disease. A conscious decision saying we have too much exposure to litigation. Long-term things are going to cause problems, and we got to prepare for lots of suits.
So the cholesterol thing too, Ken Kroll, who Dr. Joe's met with, who I visited with, his cholesterol's been 225 to